An inventor who hoped to turn fallen leaves into green energy says a series of problems meant that he couldn't make a go of it. One of the problems involved the basic raw material.
The council contractor in charge of waste removal wouldn't give him the leaves from Birmingham's parks. Here's our environment correspondent, David Gregory.
Like all the best inventions, it's an obvious idea. Take leaves, process them and turn them into logs you can burn. And since Birmingham's parks are full of leaves, getting the raw material shouldn't be a problem.
We were soon put right and told that whilst the leaves were on the trees, it belongs to the City Council, but we obviously needed them after they've fallen off the trees, and then they belong to the likes of Veolia, who are the city's contractors for street cleansing. So on that basis, right, we then had to go and try and negotiate with Veolia, and that's where we had the problem.
Despite broadening his product range and getting leaf logs into big DIY stores, Mr. Morrison just couldn't get enough leaves, and leaf log disappeared from the shops. Obviously, for those who invested money in the company, all this was very bad news. And Mr. Morrison would be the first to admit that there were other problems and that mistakes were made. But in the end, not being able to get hold of free leaves from Birmingham's parks, well, that was clearly going to be a big issue.
Was it just the fact you couldn't get hold of the leaves that was the problem here, or were there other difficulties for the young company?
Well, it was a combination of things, but I think the leaves, the feedstock, not being able to confirm, contract the amount of feedstock we needed per year had a massive impact on our ability to confidently sell leaf logs into the likes of B&Q.
In a statement, Veolia told us,
"The issue we faced was that leaves which we received tend to be contaminated with street sweepings, as opposed to being the clean leaf source the company requires. Arrangements are already in place for leaves collected from parks to be composted locally via the city's parks departments."
Mr. Morrison says he still gets emails from all over the world asking about his invention, and he hopes to make leaf logs again, preferably in the UK. David Gregory, BBC1 Today, Birmingham.
And David joins us now. So, David, why was it so hard for leaf log to get hold of these leaves? It seems pretty basic.
Yeah, I think talking to Veolia today, they have sort of said, you saw their statement, but also just talking to them generally, that they think composting the leaves from the parks to make peat-free compost for gardens is greener, really, than turning them to logs to burn, which even on a small scale do release greenhouse gases. And I think there's something to that. And also, you know, this was a new idea, a young company. There were other mistakes that were made. But I think had Veolia made their position clear at the start, we might still have leaf logs on the shelves of places like B&Q today.
Well, just compare this with a story you covered for us last week, which is a power station, Ironbridge, that was going to have to import wood from the USA to burn. Seems a bit balmy.
Yeah, so you've got this small-scale thing with leaf log, taking leaves from trees in a local area, trying to turn them something for people to burn at home. And then you've got this 2 million tonnes of wood coming in from North America to Ironbridge Power Station, something that E.ON have managed to do fairly easily, apparently, and they will get green subsidies for it. So there's this thing where the rules and regulations seem to encourage perhaps unexpected consequences when governments try and do the green thing. We'll be exploring that on the Sunday Politics this weekend.
Oh, that's great. David, thanks very much.
Now, if